You don't need to be a best-selling author like Stephen King or Dean Koontz to make a killing publishing books. In fact, you don't even need to be a writer at all. In this video, we'll be talking about how you can start selling low-content books on Amazon's Kindle Direct publishing platform, also known as Amazon KDP. Low-content books are paperback books that are comprised of little to no text or images. The pages of these books are generally repetitive and designed to be filled in by the reader. These often include things like journals or notebooks, where every page contains a few lines for people to fill things in. Amazon will print these books to order whenever you make a sale, so there's no need for you to worry about maintaining an inventory. And since Amazon also handles fulfillment, there's no need to spend all of your time packing and shipping your books to your customers. The great thing about this is that low-content books only take a few hours to create. With this model, you can turn a couple hours of work into hundreds or thousands of dollars per month. And of course, once the book is created, it's an entirely passive source of income. All you have to do afterwards is collect your monthly revenues from Amazon, or continue making more books. But the best part is, you don't need to know how to use complicated software, and you can do this without any upfront costs. Here's how you can make the most out of Amazon KDP. The options are endless. Since low-content books contain minimal text and imagery, creating them is incredibly simple. We already mentioned a few examples of low-content book ideas, but a few others include puzzle and activity books, sketchbooks, bullet journals, recipe journals, calendars, and more. And you can niche down even further with any of these ideas to create a best-selling item on Amazon. For example, consider a gardener who may want to journal the items they're planting and harvesting. This might not be much different from any other journal, but by designing your book for a custom purpose like this, you can boost your chances of consistently reaching a target audience and selling a ton of copies. How to get started. To come up with a good concept for your low-content book, it's best to start with researching a niche. Refer back to the various types of low-content books we mentioned. Choose one and start brainstorming ideas for making it your own. You can also use Amazon's book section to see if you can spot any recurring themes or trends that you might be able to jump on. At this point, however, you don't simply want to recreate something that's already been done. As we said, if you want your low-content books to stand out, you'll have to make them unique. You can also use Google, Etsy, Pinterest, and other social media platforms for identifying trends. Once you identify a few key terms or trends, make a list of 10 or 20 ideas to further investigate. You'll likely end up discarding most of these, but all that matters is that you come up with at least a few decent ideas to work with when you're creating your first book. After you've come up with your list of ideas, try to think of which ones people will actually be searching for. At this stage in development, it'd be wise to see what search terms are currently generating the most traffic. You can use tools like Google Trends or Exploding Topics to see if your idea is trending in the right direction. The best ideas will have great search traffic opportunities without being oversaturated by books that are similar to yours. Creating your low-content books. Once you've done your research and come up with a few ideas, it's time to create your own book. This step might seem a bit intimidating, but it's actually pretty simple. You only need to create two separate files. The first is a manuscript containing the interior pages of your low-content book. This can be done in a word processor like Microsoft Word, or you can use more powerful tools like the Adobe Creative Suite if you need to make tables, lines, charts, and other elements. For a free alternative, you could also use Canva. The second file is a cover for your book. It should include the front cover, back cover, and spine. Again, Canva and Adobe Creative Suite are great options if you want to do it yourself. If you don't have a knack for creative design, you could easily outsource this to someone on Fiverr for just a few dollars. Overall, you should be able to create a low-content book design for well under $100, even if you outsourced every bit of it. If you're up for the challenge of doing it yourself, though, you can get it all done for free. Publishing your low-content books. Once you've created your files and you're ready to publish your book on Amazon KDP, simply visit the KDP resource page, upload your two files, fill in your book details, and tap the Publish button. Then, Amazon will handle the rest. Next, you simply wait for people to make orders on Amazon. Amazon will print and ship your books for you without you lifting a finger, so all you have to do is get paid. Keep in mind you'll probably only take home about 40 to 50% of the listing price on Amazon. Some of the sale price goes to fees for Amazon's printing service and fulfillment service, and they'll take a cut on top of that too. So definitely consider this when pricing your books and estimating your potential income. Prepare for failure. Before you have a go at creating low-content books and selling them on Amazon's KDP platform, there are a few things you should know. For one, this isn't some kind of get-rich-quick scheme. At first, you might struggle to come up with an idea that generates sales. You may have to publish a few books before you finally get some traction. Be prepared to learn from your failures and continue creating new ideas until you find a formula that works for you. Grow your business. Even once you make a sale or two, your work isn't done. From there, you'll want to create more and more low-content books. One low-content book is unlikely to provide you with a steady source of income, but if you create several, your chances greatly increase. Pros that have been doing this successfully for a long time often put out several hundred low-content books a year. Once you crack the code, it'll be easier to put out successful books, and you can even begin hiring freelancers to create them for you. To increase your sales, there are a few things that top sellers often do. For one, creating a website or social media account that directs potential buyers to your Amazon listings is a great way to promote your low-content offerings. Then, you can reach people before they go to Amazon and search for your product. This also helps create brand recognition. If your plan is to put out several dozen low-content books that are all directed towards a specific niche, using a consistent pen name or publishing company name will let your customers know what they can expect from your material. So, if you're going to be publishing diaries, logbooks, planners, and calendars that all feature a specific theme, you could offer them all under the same brand. At first, it will probably feel like you're just throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. And that's pretty much how it works in the beginning. But once you identify the niche that works for you, you can stick to it and expand your brand to a massive source of passive income. Making money on Amazon. Hopefully this has prepared you for getting started with Amazon KDP. But it's not the only Amazon side hustle out there. In fact, we recently did a video about several great side hustles on Amazon that can pay hundreds or thousands of dollars per month. While Amazon FBA gets all of the attention, there are tons of other ideas that often go unnoticed. Check out that video right here for more Amazon side hustles. And if you have any questions or requests, drop them in the comments below. We'll see you in the next video.